Hello, all you film freaks and movie maniacs out there. My name is Nolan Carr, and I'd like to welcome you to the go-to podcast for all things cinema. But before you can ask any questions, just sit back, relax, as I present to you a Strawlane Studio Productions Critiquing with Carr. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another great edition of the show here on Critiquing with Carr for Memorable Movie Monday. As always, if you've enjoyed episodes just as this one, do us a favor by subscribing on YouTube, following us on the audio platforms, clicking a thumbs up or like button so you can tell us you enjoy these episodes, as well as turn on post notifications so you can stay up to date on those platforms when episodes release. Also, if you want other ways to stay up to date with the show, do us a favor by following us on Instagram at Critiquing with Carr. I say all that because on this very late edition of Memorable Movie Monday here on Critiquing with Carr, we're talking about the very interesting German film Come and See. And with that being said, let's begin. The movie was directed and co-written by Elem Klimov. The other co-screenwriter for this film was Ales Adamovich. The cast for this film is as follows: Alexei Khrushchevchenko and Olga Morona. The cinematography for this film was done by Alexei Rodionov. The film was edited by Valeria Belova. The musical score was done by Oleg Yanchenkov. The production companies for this film were Belarus Film and Mosfilm. The film was distributed by Sovexport Film. The movie was released in Moscow on July 9th of 1985. And the box office total was $21 million US. Unfortunately, in terms of accolades for this year's release, there was none that it was nominated or a winner of. And now it comes time for one of my two favorite parts, which is tonight let's stop the top 10 highest-grossing films for that year's release, being 1985's Come and See. Coming in 10th place was Spies Like Us. It was distributed by Warner Bros. Its worldwide gross was $77.3 million. It stars Chevy Chase, Dan Aykroyd, and Steve Forrest. Coming in 9th place on this list was Cocoon. It was distributed by 20th Century Fox. Its worldwide gross was $85.3 million. It stars Don Amici, Wilford Brimley, and Hume Cronin. Coming in 8th place on this list was The Jewel of the Nile. It was distributed by 20th Century Fox. Its worldwide gross was $96.7 million. It stars Michael Douglas, Kathleen Turner, and Danny DeVito. Coming in 7th place on this list was The Color Purple. It was distributed by Warner Bros. Its worldwide gross was $98.4 million. It stars Whoopi Goldberg, Oprah Winfrey, and Danny Glover. Coming in 6th place on this list was Witness. It was distributed by Paramount Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $116.1 million. It stars Harrison Ford, Kelly McGillis, and Joseph Summer. Coming in 5th place at the halfway mark on this list was The Goonies. It was distributed by Warner Bros. Its worldwide gross was $125 million. It stars Sean Astin, Josh Brolin, and Jeff Cohen. Coming in 4th place on this list was Out of Africa. It was distributed by Universal Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $227.5 million. It stars Robert Redford, Meryl Streep, and Klaus Maria Brandauer. Coming in 3rd place with the bronze medal on this list was Rocky IV. It was distributed by MGM UA Entertainment Company. Its worldwide gross was $300.4 million. It stars Sylvester Stallone, Talia Shire, and Burt Young. Coming in 2nd place with the silver medal on this list was Rambo First Blood Part 2. It was distributed by TriStar Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $300.4 million as well. It stars Sylvester Stallone, Richard Crenna, and Charles Napier. And finally, coming in number 1 with the gold medal as the highest-grossing film for 1985 was Back to the Future. It was distributed by Universal Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $388.8 million. It stars Michael J. Fox, Christopher Lloyd, and Leah Thompson. And now for the moment you've all been waiting for, my review of 1985's Come and See. Come and See, directed by Elem Klimov, is widely regarded as one of the most powerful anti-war films ever made. Set during the German invasion of Belarus in World War II, the Soviet war drama delivers an intense, gut-wrenching exploration of the atrocities of war. One of the most striking things about Come and See is its unique and immersive opening. The film begins with two young boys, Floria and his friend, scavenging for military equipment like guns and ammunition in the sand. This innocent-seeming scene sets the tone for the rest of the film. Another element that stood out to me was the portrayal of Floria's initial eagerness to join the war. As a young boy, he is full of bravado, wanting to be part of the fight. However, when he's picked up by military officers and sent to join the troops, his initial excitement quickly gives way to fear. In a powerful moment, Floria is told to stay back as the rest of the soldiers march on. His reaction, a mixture of confusion, fear, and helplessness, felt raw and deeply relatable. It's a great portrayal of the innocence lost in the face of war. Floria's enthusiasm quickly morphs into the realization that war is a terrifying, chaotic force, one that doesn't offer any kind of romanticized heroism. In terms of character dynamics, I was particularly drawn to the relationship that develops between Floria and Glasha, a young girl who becomes his companion after most of the group is wiped out. Their bond, forged in the crucible of war, feels authentic and poignant. Additionally, the sequence when Floria joins a small resistance group on a mission to raid a warehouse for supplies is a tense and engaging moment in the film. The group encounters an unexpected landmine, leading to the death of two of the men. It's another sequence that underscores the futility and randomness of death in war. No one is safe, even in the smallest action can lead to devastation. While Come and See has many compelling moments, there are sections where it falters. The film's pacing is uneven, and as the story progresses, it begins to lose its momentum. After the intense and chaotic sequences in the earlier part of the film, there's a noticeable shift in the final hour where Floria, now separated from his comrades, finds himself alone and wandering in a kind of narrative limbo. The section drags on, and I found myself losing interest as the plot moves slowly, without the same sense of urgency or dramatic tension. Floria's journey becomes aimless, and while there are still emotional moments, the film starts to feel like it's treading water. The film's final moments moments are similarly problematic. While the imagery of Flora shooting a photograph of Hitler in a muddy puddle is striking, the ending as a whole feels somewhat underwhelming. The abstract surreal montage of Hitler's life shown in reverse might be thematically potent, but it feels disconnected from the narrative. The film's conclusion doesn't offer the kind of catharsis or resolution I was hoping for, leaving me with a sense of dissatisfaction. Come and See is a film that challenges its audience, pushing to confront the horrors of war in ways that few films do. In conclusion, Come and See is a powerful and harrowing experience, but it's also one that requires a lot of patience and emotional endurance. While I can't say I would watch it again, I can certainly understand why it's considered a classic of war cinema. For those looking for a deeply immersive and psychologically intense war film, it's definitely worth seeing, but be prepared for an experience that isn't always easy to endure. With that being said, I can nonchalantly give this film, Come and See, a mediocre score of 6.5 out of 10 on the Diamond Days scale. And with that being said, my Film Freaks and Cinephiles, as always, if you've enjoyed this week's edition of the show, do us a favor by subscribing on YouTube, following us on the audio platforms, clicking on thumbs up or like buttons so you can tell us you enjoy these episodes, turning on post notifications so you can stay up to date on those platforms when episodes release, as well as clicking at share out so you can continue the podcast with your friends and family. Also, if you want other ways of staying up to date with the show, do us a favor by following us on Instagram at Critique with Carr. And with that being said, my Film Freaks and Cinephiles, as always, take care.